All right, all right. Welcome back to another community breakdown. If you're new here, my name's Christian Clay. The guests that I bring onto the show are agents that are on my team, like my man, Mr. Willis here, who are specialists in their areas. This is how we're able to give you these breakdowns in a variety of places. What you're going to be seeing today, a driving tour just like this. You notice how you can see what it actually looks like going into the community. Don't you think that's valuable, everybody watching? Yeah, shake your head. You're also going to be getting a tour of one of these model homes. We're going to talk about the prices. We're going to talk about the fees, the location, so on and so forth. It is not pretty. If you're looking for something pretty, this isn't the channel for you. But I promise you, it's going to come from the heart, and it's going to be real. So everybody welcome on Mr. Josh Willis.
What's going on, everybody?
Man, this is one of the communities that a lot of people ask about. A lot of people ask about for a variety of reasons, which we're going to cover today. But let's just start with where we're freaking located at, right?
Yeah, so we're right in Davenport, Florida today. You're literally directly behind the Advent Health Heart of Florida Center. You've also got a brand new fire station coming in. So, I mean, if you're looking for safety, this community is perfect for you. We also, like you were talking about, we get a lot of questions about this community just because of the location, whether people are looking to move here for some affordable prices, which this part of Davenport offers, or we've also got a lot of people inquiring about this community because there are big rental options here because it's so close to everything.
Mm-hmm. So I was just showing everybody where it was located at. It's one of those places where everybody goes to for the affordability that really clings on to Orlando, right? They're either working in Orlando or they want to be near Orlando, whether it's Disney or downtown or any of the things. About 12, look at this, 8 to 12 minutes to Posner Park where all your shopping is. And I was talking about Disney. Check this out. It could be just as little as 26 minutes to Disney. It could be 40. I can argue it could be a lot further than 40 minutes to Disney, too. You see this Interstate I-4 right here? This area fills up with so much traffic that, to get from here to here, which is probably a few miles, could take you about 15 minutes, people. So you get what you pay for. It's not everybody has to come this route, right? I'm not beating down on this area. If you live in Polk City, if you live in Lakeland, even if you live in Tampa and you got to go to Orlando, everybody has to pass through here. It just so happens these people live near that area. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can get to Posner, to Disney, to the airport, all in reasonable times, or it could take a very long time.
Yeah, it depends on
Just
what time.
depends on the time of the day.
Depends on the time of day. We actually have a client that lives pretty close to Posner that works in Orlando, but the time that he leaves his house is before everybody else gets to work. And so he's in Orlando in a breeze, and he's actually coming back, beating all of the traffic on the way back. So it is perfect for him. But for those of you who are working these 9 to 5s, if you're working in Orlando or if you have to go every day or a lot, a 25-minute drive can easily turn into a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, absolutely. But you've also got right across the street, like 0.9 miles, so about a 2-3 minute drive. You've got your Publix. You've got some other little shopping centers over there, some places to eat. You've got all kinds of medical offices around here, which is another one of the big reasons people are inquiring about this community for the rental options because there are so many places of employment right by this community.
Yep, absolutely. All right, what about fees?
So you got the HOA out here, you're going to have $51. The CDD, you're going to have $197. Both of those are monthly. That does include high-speed internet. And like we've talked about previously when we touched on this community, they're going to have a lot of amenities out here. The clubhouse, cabana, pool, like I've seen pictures of it, and it's pretty sick. Like it's like legit resort style. They're also going to have a fitness center in that clubhouse. They're going to have some kind of like culinary, some place that you're going to have like culinary classes.
Yeah.
They've got the outdoor grills. They've got the hammocks. Like it's pretty nice.
Not built up yet. So a lot of you may be asking, why are they flying all of this drone with not everything built? It's not built up yet. Actually, believe it or not, this is Charles Cove over here. And so it's directly across from Charles Cove. So a lot of you see this empty lot here. A lot of the development is going to be wrapping around that empty lot right there. But I do want to show you this. This is the Advent Health Hospital right here. So very, very close to a hospital, and like you were touching on, just super close to all of that shopping and dining, and obviously like anything that you want in Orlando, airports, downtown, all of that stuff. So here's the community.
Yeah, and you're also talking like the difference between this community and like just say Estonia that's 10 minutes up the road. I mean, you can have as much as, a $40,000 price difference between these two communities. The price is going to drop drastically just with those 10 minutes apart.
Yep.
They are.
And I would argue that both of these communities are equidistant to Posner Park. So, where all of your shopping and stuff is. The only thing that Estonia has over this one is that you're kind of shifted away from the traffic. If you're somebody that is focusing on Orlando, you don't have to really go through much of that traffic. You still have traffic, but not as much as you do here. So, but $40,000 price difference, that's huge. That is huge. What are the price points out here?
So we're talking about Lennar today, and the prices are going to range from $350K up to around the $475K range. You're going to have 1,444 square feet all the way up to 2,575, 3 to 6 bed, 2 to 3 bath. Like we said, we got two builders out here, D.R. Horton and Lennar. But we're touching on Lennar today. Mm-hmm. There's going to be over 1,000 homes in this community, so it is a big community. Yeah, all of them are 40 to 50 foot lots.
Oh, you go for it, dude.
But no, the lease period out here for the renters watching, it is a 7-month or more, so it is long-term only. But like we were saying, with the price difference out here, with the amount of money you're spending on the home, the profit in this community is going to be quite drastic because the rent is around the same as in Estonia, which is going to be pretty good priced higher.
Yeah, if you're looking to buy and stick a tenant inside of your home and maybe cash flow it a little bit, obviously you can't short term it. But long term wise, this is one of those communities where you're going to have amenities, and the price point is going to allow you to actually take a little bit of cash, right? So you can play the long equity game if you want to, and you will, obviously. But you can also scrape up a little bit of cash here. All right, so we're driving through the Lennar side. The reason why I could tell is you have the wood frame up top. And I'm just noticing some of the bigger front porches, different elevations.
Yeah, and this area right here is continually growing. I mean, literally right across the lot, butting up to 27. They've got a brand new restaurant, Miller's Ale House, if you've heard of it, going in.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm a Haines City Davenport resident, so I'm pretty excited about that myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that Miller's that was going in, which they actually have a Miller's. Isn't there one up there in Posner Park? Is that a Miller's?
No, that's just some kind of ale house. They have a Miller's Ale House, and they have a Miller's Ale House in the Champions Gate area right off at I-4.
Yeah, which Champs Gate, people, that area is actually really, really cool. Right outside of it, with all that shopping that they're putting in there, you got hospitals and such. So you're probably 15 minutes away from there, maybe. But yeah, what else about this community do we need to cover before we actually walk them into a home and show them the layout?
That's basically it. Just, like we were talking, a big community, 1,000 plus homes. It can either be the forever home, it can be the renters. Yeah. This community kind of suits everybody, especially with all the amenities and everything they're going to have for the family and the kids.
Absolutely. I would agree. And actually, this is actually something decent to look at here. We talk about Casa Fresco. We've shown some of their communities and, their elevations with their coloring. I really think that Lennar took a page out of their book. This doesn't really show you here, but this looks very similar to one of Casa's 1,400 square foot homes. I could tell that this is Lennar's 1,400 square foot home. And I have been seeing Lennar doing these little poppy colors. It's very dark out in this video here, hard to see. But one thing to note that Lennar does, I think Lennar has a step up on D.R. Horton with their exteriors. When they're both in the same community and they both have those affordable options, I think Lennar's kind of pops off a little more, especially on the exterior, for sure.
Yeah, and you can also see kind of driving through the community, all the palm trees they have up. They have the metal gates dividing the homes. So if you are wanting to put a gate in, you've only got to put them on the sides of the house. You've already got the gate in the back. So they've added some things to this community to kind of make them different from some of the others.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead before you run into this tractor here. Before we get started, in the description down below, check your home's value. I put this together because we had a client who Zillows said their home was valued here. We ended up selling for here. This is a true story, people. Super easy. Put your home address in, a way that you can get your reports. And yeah, in the description down below. All right, let's talk about, wow, so much brighter here. Let's talk about this particular home here. What are the specs on this?
Yeah, so this is their bigger model, bigger floor plan out in this community. This is called the Concord. It's a 6-bed, 3-bath home, 2575 on the square footage. And it's actually one of the first times that I've seen this floor plan.
Yeah. Something to note, people. Lennar is one of those builders. What you see is what you get. Their objective is to give you a home at an affordable price point. As always, they want to try to make the home as nice as they could while still not giving it away for free. So you will see some things that are some very basic finishes, but you're also going to see some touches of, hey, I see what they were trying to do there to, really separate themselves from some of the other builders, okay? So, yeah. Price point here. Before we even roll into what are we looking at price point here?
So this one here is around the 465 range, but as of right now, won't last long. They have a move-in ready that they have reduced down to $421,000. So almost,
Okay.
well, over $40,000 down from the original price.
Yeah. And while you all are looking at it, this is one of those builders that that's able to do these things because they're a national builder. They build a lot of homes. And so they're more of a number builder, right? Like they work on a monthly, quarterly, annual basis where, these corporate figures will come in and they'll sit down with the entire team and, they'll ask them, hey, what are the numbers for this month or this quarter or this year? And they know how many homes they need to sell. And at times they're able to do these $40,000 price cuts. The good news is we have great relationships with them. So a lot of times here we have multiple reps that will reach out to us and say, hey, this is coming back to the market, or hey, I have a hint that we're probably going to drop the price on this before it goes on their website, before you all can see it. We'll get the inside information just because we do quite a bit of business with them. Now, it's nothing that we have, like, it's not like we work for Lennar, but, we have reps that we work with that, we have experience with, and, they're used to working with us in our relationship. So sometimes we get some good information that way. And I like this backyard.
Yeah, and with this particular builder, you're looking at a $5,000 deposit is what's going to get you under contract. You have about 3 to 4 days, usually, that you have to come up with the rest. So your 3.5% for your FHA, 5% for your conventional. So 5,000 down, and you can come up with that. But there's, I'm not going to say always, but there is wiggle room that we can get to kind of prolong that a little bit for you, help you out.
Absolutely.
But that's generally Lennar's thing is $5K down. Then you have 3 or 4 days to come up with the rest of your deposit.
Yep. Case by case situation there too. So just reach out to us. Definitely one of those builders that, you don't want to go to their model home without representation. Doesn't have to be us. Like, I would love for it to be us. I think that I know that we'd be able to help you out. But if you want representation, if you want somebody to guide you through the process, I promise you, people, like, talk to your person that you're going to work with first. Even if you go to, you see, they have these things where you can do self-tours here at Lennar, right? And you scan it and the door will unlock, but you have to put your information in. The moment that's done, you're not going to be able to circle back around and say, hey, all right, so I like this Concord model. I'm going to be working with Josh and Christian. let's get started, they're going to be, okay, they're going to say, what's your name? Susan? Susan? Okay, cool. Susan, it looks like you were already here without Josh and Christian. You put your information in right here. So just be mindful of that, okay? Be mindful. But yeah, they're hard nosed. I tell you what, when it comes to the sales process and numbers, this is one of those builders, in my opinion, that are hard nosed. Now, some of the reps that we have relationships with are some of the most awesome people, but we had to filter through those people before we found the people that we prefer, because they are hard nosed. They are numbers. They're just like, deal. Where's the next deal? So obviously, we don't work for them. Like we work for you all. We want to make sure that you all get the home that you like. It doesn't have to be this builder. So this was the one thing that I didn't really care for too much about the home. It's this loft space that's not even really a loft space. I mean, we're talking about a 6-bedroom home here. 6-bedroom home. I'm expecting it to be, I mean, obviously it's 2,500 square foot, so they really squeeze an extra room in there, but I'm expecting some lofty feels. I feel like this is more of a kind of a hallway to the other spaces in the house, you know?
Yeah, that was kind of what I thought when I walked up the stairs. Is it just felt like a wide hallway.
Mm-hmm.
But this master suite, you could tell they used a lot of the room for this because this thing is pretty big.
Yeah, it's a big, very, very big room, very spacious. Looks like you have the pre-wired ceiling for a fan or a light. Something to notate people is when you move in to the home, the inside of these rooms aren't going to have lights in there. It's not a bad thing, but they won't have lights, but they're pre-wired, so you can put a fan in. The fan could have a light. Doesn't come with the home, okay? But something to note. I wonder if they're going to be doing, so are they doing appliances out here, window treatments? I know that we're able to do that sometimes.
Yeah, so you get all of your appliances. The window treatments don't always come with, but I feel like we can get them for you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
No
instances where we can do
promises,
that.
but usually we can get that for you with a community like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that this particular model is definitely for somebody who has a larger family that wants to cut back on their prices. There's a lot of times we're able to get you great deals on interest rates, covering your closing costs for you. Those are things that I would just recommend reaching out to us and let's just see what you need and when we need to strike. I always tell everybody that there's always going to be some sort of compromise in the home buying process. It may be the time frame. We may not be able to line the time up with you being here in July, right? Like I need to be there in July. Maybe there's a month buffer here or there, or, sometimes it's the price point, sometimes it's the finishes. But all in all, we're going to fight for you in every aspect. But yeah, reach out to us. Let us know like your situation, and then we can kind of come up with some ideas of what we can do to make sure your situation is best taken care of. Yeah, you see it. Bifold closet doors. I do like the fact that that's more of a walk-in type of closet, but all in all, very standard. They usually do some sort of quartz inside the countertops, the bathrooms, and they have a few packages, right? So you'll either get like the white quartz with the gray cabinetry, or vice versa. There's the gray quartz with the white cabinetry, and they usually always do that 18 by 18 inch tile. They may change the shade of it here and there. Same thing with the carpet. They may change the shade here and there, but for the most part, they're stamp and play. And that, that might be the compromise for you. You may be somebody that's like, well, I want to kind of customize my home, but I mean, if we can get you 40, I mean, we've gone as low as like $80,000 off of a Lennar home before, right? And those circumstances, that time frame was like a different time. People, we're not telling you call us, we got 80 grand off, but that could be the compromise for you. You may not like that 18 by 18 inch tile. You may not like the loft like I loft, but like I don't like the loft. But if we can get you, a great deal on it, that might be your compromise for sure. What else do you have for us, man? What are some other things in the area? Obviously, like, if you're a big golfer, actually, close on a Cascade home with the clients a few months back. That was, under contract for a while, and big golfer. So if you're somebody that likes to golf, there's a lot of golf courses around, a lot of public golf courses around, some very nice ones too, some affordable ones and nice ones.
Yeah, there's a ton of golf courses, especially in this area. You're going to have your Southern Duneses that are down the road. You got your White Heron directly across the road.
Mm-hmm.
All up into that Champions Gate area. Everything's really nice. I mean, there's tons of stuff to do around here. They got restaurants right down the road that always have live bands out on the patio. I mean, it's a pretty cool family area.
Yeah. And I tell everybody, if you're not into those things, Davenport's more of a place to stay to get to, Orlando, in my opinion, right? Get to Disney. We did something, we did a video one time where we are talking about, okay, so this home right here is like mid fours. You can get something in here for probably the high threes. But if you were to go 20 minutes opposite of Disney, everything would be $1 million plus, right? So you're like equidistant to Disney, but you got that extreme affordability, which in my opinion is really neat. So what else you got for us? Anything else before we wrap this thing up?
No, not really. Just wanted to retouch again. Just, I mean, some of this empty lot you're seeing, like actually that big empty lot closest to Advent Health, the big white building in the background, that is where your brand new firehouse station is going to be going up that I was speaking about to start the video. So another job opportunity in the area, really close to this community.
Mm-hmm. This is this community. This is that Pulte community right there, right?
No, all of this is
No,
oh
no, no,
yeah,
no.
across the street.
Yeah, you probably can't
Yeah,
see it. Like way this
I
right here.
yeah, over to the right of Advent Health, that big open lot is the Pulte community.
Yep, 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 yep. So great distance to everything. I'm really interested in seeing what the amenity center is going to finish like, because I think that's going to be what is going to excite everybody, because they're talking. I mean, you mentioned a big list of amenities, and so I want to see it. I want to see what it looks like, because if it's anything like Charles Cove actually has a very nice amenity center. Let's see if we can show you. Here it is right here.
I was looking at pictures when I was out there, and I'm going to tell you right now, Charles Cove ain't got nothing on Cascades. What's coming?
Show us, baby. I want to see it. They have a nice pool. One thing Charles Cove has is a very big lawn space. They have like soccer goals, obviously like walking trails and parks and dog parks and stuff like that. So nothing to write home about. You would think that most communities would do this, but for the price point, yeah, they're doing it fairly big. So we're interested in that. Either way, if you all are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any videos. We have a lot of cool things on the horizon that we're going to bring you that, hopefully drives value to you all. If you're looking to make the move, whether it's this month, next year, past my lifetime, I don't know, reach out to us. Let's go ahead and get the process started now. And that way we can start to develop this game plan for you. Make sure you hit the like button for us and comment down below where you're watching from, where you're considering moving, or what you want to see, and we'll make sure we do that for you. But yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Later.